It's up to Gabby Thomas to close the gap.
Gabby Thomas up against Sha'Carri Forbes. Thomas gets the lead, gives it to Sha'Carri Richardson. Here comes Shericka Jackson. It's Sha'Carri and Shericka. The USA in front. Nobody's catching Sha'Carri Richardson.
Jamaica stepped onto the track expecting glory, but the moment the baton moved, the story flipped and the entire stadium froze. One surge, one mistake. One shock that no one saw coming. This race did more than crown a winner. It exposed a twist that sent shockwaves through the world of sprinting. If you're ready to witness one of the most dramatic relay showdowns in track and field history, smash that like button, drop a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe because this story is absolutely wild. It all started in Eugene, Oregon, where the stadium was absolutely electric. Team USA and Team Jamaica, two absolute powerhouses in sprinting, were about to go head-to-head in the women's 4x100-meter relay, 4 women on each side, carrying not just batons, but the weight of their nations and the expectations of legends who came before them. But here's the thing that made this race different. It wasn't the biggest names that made history that night, it was the team that refused to crack under pressure and turned perfect chemistry into pure gold. Now, let me set the scene for you.
He will handle third, as she did yesterday, masterfully. Steiner on second, and this young woman, Melissa Jefferson, the U.S. champion, will lead off.
Team USA was in lane 3, and they'd made one crucial change to their lineup. Melissa Jefferson, the U.S. champion, was leading off. Then came Abby Steiner, who'd been brought in to replace Aaliyah Hobbs. And Hobbs, she was already on social media explaining that the only reason she couldn't compete was because she got COVID talk about rough timing. Jenna Pandini was handling the third leg, and TT Terry was anchoring. This was huge for the Americans because their last world title in this event came way back in 2017 in London. They'd lost to Jamaica at the previous Worlds and the Olympics. This was their chance at redemption on home soil. Jamaica lined up with serious firepower. Elaine Thompson-Herah, one of the fastest women on the planet, was running the second leg. Shericka Jackson was third. They'd been second in their heat with a national record, and everyone expected them to dominate. Then you had Great Britain ready to shake things up, Italy in lane 2, who'd been 7th at the last World Championships, and Switzerland in lane 1 with Kipchoge, who'd made the finals in both the 100 and 200 meters. The stage was set. When the gun went off, Jamaica got a very good start. So did Great Britain. But then, Melissa Jefferson absolutely destroyed the first leg. She was flying. Clean handoff to Abby Steiner, and Steiner took off down the track. Elaine Thompson-Herah was powering down the backstretch for Jamaica, but the US was right there. Great Britain was still hanging in too. Then came the third leg, and this is where things got interesting. Jenna Pandini grabbed the baton, and she was running masterfully, staying on the inside of Jamaica. Great Britain suddenly hit trouble, and their medal hopes started fading. The US handed off first to their anchor, and that's when the real drama kicked in. TT Terry for the United States versus Shericka Jackson for Jamaica. And here came Jamaica, absolutely charging, running the United States down. The entire stadium was on their feet. Could TT Terry hang on? You bet she could. TT Terry ran them home, and Team USA became world champions. The payback was complete. When the dust settled at Hayward Field, it wasn't just a victory, it was redemption. These 4 American women, Jefferson, Steiner, Pandini, and TT Terry, had all tasted disappointment in their individual events. But they came together and did the impossible. They dethroned the queens of sprinting with a world-leading time of 41.14 seconds, the fastest ever on American soil. That night proved that a relay isn't just about having the fastest runners. It's about trust, it's about timing, it's about teamwork. But the rivalry wasn't over. Fast forward to September 20th, 2025, and the stage shifted to Tokyo for the World Athletics Championships. In the heats, Team USA topped the field with a new world lead of 41.60, anchored by Sha'Carri Richardson. Their quartet of Jassia Sears, Twanisha Terry, Kayla White, and Richardson won the second heat ahead of Germany at 41.86 and Great Britain at 41.88. Jamaica lorded over their heat with a season best of 41.80, with Spain and France following. Another sizzling duel was brewing. But this time, there was something different, something emotional. This was set to be Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce's last career race. The 38-year-old Jamaican legend, the queen of sprinting, was about to hang up her spikes. Jamaica wanted payback for their 2023 defeat, and more importantly, they wanted to give Fraser-Pryce a golden parting gift. Johnny L. Smith, Jamaica's anchor, told reporters, "We are very encouraged. The aim was to qualify safely and efficiently, and I think we did a great job. We are experienced and smart ladies, so we trust ourselves and our teammates. It doesn't matter who's on the team. Once we get a baton, everything is possible." Then came the final, and nature decided to add its own drama. Torrential rain hammered down on Tokyo's National Stadium. The track was soaked, the weather was tempestuous, and the chances of accidents skyrocketed. But these athletes didn't hesitate. Melissa Jefferson Wooden, already the 100 meters and 200 meters champion, ran the opening leg for the United States. Sha'Carri Richardson brought it home on anchor, and Team USA crossed the line in 41.75, retaining their title and adding another gold to their record World Championships total of 16 titles. But the wider world of athletics was watching Fraser-Pryce, and she didn't disappoint. Running her opening leg in characteristically brilliant fashion, she clocked 11.32, which was actually 0.06 seconds faster than Jefferson Wooden's time. This was Fraser-Pryce's 17th world medal, 10 of which were gold. Her resume was staggering. 100-meter world titles in 2009, 2013, 2015, 2019, and 2022, 8 Olympic medals, including the 2008 and 2012 100-meter titles. Her first world medal came in 2007 in Osaka, a 4x100-meter silver, exactly 18 years before this final race. Back in 2013 in Moscow, she was somewhat reluctant to enter the 200 meters alongside her usual 100 meters and 4x100 meters events, but she was persuaded, and she won gold in all 3. The twins Tia and Tina Clayton kept the momentum going for Jamaica, and Johnny L. Smith's anchor leg brought them through to silver in 41.79. Germany took bronze with a fast finish in 41.87. Great Britain, featuring individual 200-meter silver medalist Amy Hunt and led off by an 11.27 clocking from Dina Asher-Smith, looked ready to medal, but a poor final handover between Desiree Henry and Daryl Nita cost them, finishing 4th in 42.07. Spain took 5th in 42.47, France 6th in 42.81, and Canada 7th in 42.82. Poland was disqualified for passing the baton outside the takeover zone. Melissa Jefferson Wooden had emulated Fraser-Pryce's achievement, finishing the championships with 3 world sprint golds. As Fraser-Pryce crossed that finish line one last time, the world witnessed the end of an era and the rise of a new generation ready to carry the torch forward. Team USA proved that when you put your egos aside and run as one unit, you can achieve what seemed impossible. They showed up when it mattered most, executing flawless handoffs under immense pressure, and delivered performances. The margin between victory and defeat in these races came down to fractions of a second, and as the rain poured down in Tokyo and Fraser-Pryce took her final bow, we were reminded why track and field captivates millions around the world. It's raw, it's unpredictable, and it's deeply human.
She fell on the first night, but like the great champion she is, she has risen to conquer all.
Femke Bol, the Dutch superstar who has owned the 400-meter hurdles, is changing events. She's making the 800-meter her main focus starting in 2026. This wasn't a small decision. Femke Bol herself called it a big change, it's uncertain and challenging, but she also made it clear that she is ready to put in the work and enjoy this new journey. To understand how huge this is, you have to look at what she's leaving behind. Femke Bol is, without a doubt, one of the 2 best 400-meter hurdlers to ever live. She's the 2-time world champion. She successfully won her 2nd title in Tokyo just this past September. She also won the Diamond League 5 times in a row, meaning she was unbeatable in that event for years. The only thing she didn't win in the individual hurdles was the Olympic gold.
Partner Jasmine Jones trying to stay on terms with Femke Bol, but in the final hurdle, Femke Bol opens up a massive gap on the American. It's Femke Bol, but versus the clock. Another gold for the Netherlands, another gold for Femke Bol.
She took home the bronze in both the Tokyo and Paris Olympics, but she did get that Olympic gold, anchoring her country, the Netherlands, to victory in the mixed 4x400-meter relay in Paris. She's won so much that she even admitted, "I do think I achieved pretty much everything I could dream of on the 400-meter hurdles except for Olympic gold." Her personal best time of 50.95 seconds is the European record and makes her the second fastest woman in history. The rivalry between her and America's Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone defined the entire event for years. Between those two, they have run the 9 fastest times in history. That shows you the kind of talent Femke Bol is. So why quit when you're on top? Why walk away from guaranteed medals? Well, Bol is only 25 years old, and she says the timing is everything. She told a reporter, "I'm still young, I'm mentally, physically, feeling really fit, and it's a really, really big challenge. That's also why I want to do it while I still feel at my best." She was ready for something new, a new impulse, new kind of training, new kind of racing. This decision came after the Paris Olympics. She and her coach, Laurent Muley, both came up with the idea around the same time. She took the whole of 2025 to really think about it and have closure with my hurdles. She knows the risk is huge. She said she feels way more insecure for this season than any other season because she knows how to run a perfect hurdles race, but for the 800 meters, she has no clue. Still, she felt so fulfilled with what she did in the hurdles that she was ready for this huge step to test her limits. The first person to officially welcome Femke Bol to the 800-meter event was the current queen of the distance, Great Britain's Keely Hodgkinson. Keely is the reigning Olympic 800-meter champion, and she replied to Femke's Instagram post with a very short and excited message. "Can't wait to share the start line." But she said even more in an interview later. Keely was full of praise, calling the move really brave and courageous. She pointed out that the 800-meter has been really firing lately, with girls running insanely fast times. And she commended Bol for taking that step. Keely believes Femke has got the talent to do really well in the 8. Now that's respect between rivals. Femke Bol is not just joining any race, she is jumping into a true pressure cooker. The women's 800 meters is full of amazing talent right now. For example, in the last World Championships in Tokyo, Kenya's Lilian Odira won the gold medal in an incredibly fast time of 1 minute, 54.62 seconds. Keely Hodgkinson herself has run 1 minute, 54.61 seconds, and her training partner, Georgia Hunter-Bell, also ran under 1 minute, 55 seconds to take the silver medal. These are some of the fastest times we have seen in decades. Femke Bol's best time in the 800 meters is only 2 minutes, 19.51 seconds, and she ran that back in 2017 when she was just a junior athlete. She is truly starting over. She considers herself a beginner in the 800-meter event because she has no experience racing those 2 laps. The Dutch national record is 1 minute 55.54 seconds. Femke Bol has a long way to go just to catch up to the best Dutch runner ever, let alone the world's best. Luckily, Bol still has her longtime coach Laurent Muley by her side, and he is extremely confident. Muley believes Bol can succeed because of her running technique, strength, and personality. He noted that for a sprinter, Femke has really good endurance and an efficient way of running. He is not afraid of the challenge, but he knows they need to be smart. He explained that the biggest change in their training will be focusing more on the aerobic part, which means building up her running base. He said he's going to have to tell her to run slower and focus on doing more and more volume, and not running faster and faster. That is a difficult thing for a world champion sprinter to hear. The good news is that they won't cut out everything from the 400-meter hurdles. They will still do some hurdle drills just for fun and to keep her coordination and running technique sharp. But the message is clear. The 400-meter hurdles chapter is closed for now. Bol is all in on the 800-meter. Many people wondered why she didn't switch to the flat 400-meter event, especially since she broke the world indoor record in the 400-meter flat. Bol explained that while the 400 meters is an option, she dislikes the training it requires. That event focuses more on pure top-end speed, which she admits is one of her weaker points. She prefers events that rely more on endurance. She said she had butterflies in my stomach when she thought about the 800 meters, but not for the 400 meters. She wants to be fueled by passion, and the 800 meter gave her that excitement. So, what does this look like in 2026? Coach Muvely says that for the first year, they will need time to prepare and adapt. They want to be sure to prepare a good base during the winter. They are aiming to start with smaller meets. Bol will first need to run a few 800-meter races to even be able to get into the major competitions with the great names. They will assess her progress before deciding what events she can do at the 2026 World Indoor Championships in Poland and the European Athletics Championships in Birmingham, UK in August 2026 is a definite goal to test herself. The coach is confident she will run fast times eventually. The harder part will be teaching her how to be competitive in a championship environment, especially with all the tactical races that the 800 meter is famous for. The final goal is the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. Muvely said, "We have 3 years on the way to Los Angeles, and that gives quite some time to give some experiences, and in 2028 to be ready to battle for the medals." Bol is a competitor, and she is not going to the 800 meters just to be a participant. She also made one very important promise to her country and her fans. She still wants to run the 4x400 meter relays for the Netherlands. She said she thinks it's possible to combine with the 800 meter, and she loves running for her country. The tactical skills she learns in the 800 might even help her incredible anchor legs in the relay. This event switch is rare for an athlete at the peak of her career, but it's not completely new. Other top 400-meter hurdlers have tried the 800-meter, like Lashinda Demas and Irina Privalova, but none of them had the world-class 400-meter speed that Femke Bol has. On November 2nd, 2025, something special happened in New York City. The greatest marathon runner of all time crossed the finish line of his final big race. He came in 17th place with a time of 2 hours, 14 minutes, and 36 seconds. The crowd in Central Park went crazy, but this wasn't just any race for Eliud Kipchoge. This was his first time running the New York City Marathon, and he had a very good reason for saving it until now. There are 7 major marathons in the world. They call them the World Marathon Majors. There's Tokyo, Boston, London, Sydney, Berlin, Chicago, and New York. Kipchoge had already won races in 6 of these cities. New York was the only one left. And he waited on purpose because New York is known as one of the slowest and hardest marathon courses. It has lots of hills and turns that make it super tough to run fast times. But Kipchoge didn't care about that anymore. He wanted to complete what they call the 7-Star Award. This special award goes to runners who finish all 7 major marathons. And at 40 years old, Kipchoge finally got his 7th star. Let me tell you who Eliud Kipchoge really is. This man won Olympic gold medals in 2016 and 2020. He held the world record from 2018 to 2023. He has run 4 of the 10 fastest marathon times ever recorded. 6 years ago, he even broke the 2-hour barrier in Vienna, running a marathon in just 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 40 seconds. That's like running more than 26 miles at a pace most people can't even sprint.
Eliud Kipchoge, let's keep an eye on the clock. Into the final 20 seconds. Eliud Kipchoge. Whoa! He's got his shoulder. 140. 140, the unofficial time.
There's his wife.
People call him the Marathon GOAT, which means the greatest of all time. And they're not wrong. But here's where the story gets really interesting. Right after finishing the New York Marathon, Kipchoge made an announcement that shocked everyone. He said he's going to run 7 marathons on 7 continents over the next 2 years. Yes, you heard that right, 7 different continents. Before the race, he told Olympics.com, "I will run in Antarctica." He said, "I want to take on something extreme that pushes me to my limits," and he means it. Kipchoge even mentioned he wants to run 50 kilometers in Saudi Arabia. That's over 31 miles in one of the hottest places on Earth. This isn't just about running, though. Kipchoge has a bigger mission. He wants to raise money for the Eliud Kipchoge Foundation, which he started in 2020. Kipchoge calls this adventure the Eliud Kipchoge World Tour. It's all part of something bigger he's building called Eliud's Running World. The goal is simple but powerful. He wants to inspire people everywhere to start running and to know they can do amazing things. Now let me take you back to that viral moment in New York that made everyone cry. There was a man named Max McCone watching the race. Max is Kipchoge's biggest fan. As Kipchoge ran past him on the street, someone caught Max on video. He was crying. Not sad tears, but tears of pure emotion and joy. He was watching his hero run in person for the first and last time. The video went crazy on TikTok. Millions of people saw it. Even a Dutch runner named Björn Koreman saw the video and decided to do something special. He wrote a comment saying he would arrange something nice for Max, and he kept his promise. Less than 24 hours later, Max got to meet Kipchoge in person. They met in a hotel room, and Kipchoge had already seen the viral video of Max crying. When Max said to Kipchoge, "No human is limited," which is Kipchoge's famous saying, the legend replied with words that will stick with Max forever.